So we are live on Mill Road Autumn. We have IncaUna as USF, instantly going for Rick support. And on the other side, who is playing against IncaUna?
We have Asha going in as the Ost tier. Right now, AshaBlois has a number of doctrines available to him. Lightning War, Jaeger Infantry, and Spirit Doctrine, all very popular doctrines to pick with their own bonuses they can use, or detractors if IncaUna plays it right. But the build-wise, we're looking at a standard intro with a Grenadier, Pioneer, and MG42.
Pretty standard so far from both players, I would say.
Yes, I agree, but very standard. But it's really, even if it is standard, it's how you use it. Right now we have Riflemen being very aggressive. There is an MG to the north of them that they might be able to intercept if they are lucky. But it looks like the main presence of MG by IncaUna is in the north, while it seems as if Asha is more spread out all over the place.
And we have a Pathfinder being called in from Inca. So a slight deviation from the standard build order. I like to see the sneaker one another Pathfinder. It's really useful, right? The increased vision from Pathfinders makes it easier to spot the MG42. And I have to say,
yeah,
I'm not the biggest fan of Asha's MG placement in the early games. He always has his MG without any support on one side. It takes, like, after minute 4 or 5, he uses it in combined arms fashion, but always in the ultra early game, the MG42 is not there where I wanted to have it.
Yeah. What's interesting about this play as well is, right? Okay, there we go. He brought his Grenadier up to his MG, so at least he has something. And again, now he has 2 Grenadiers. But what I find so fascinating with that Pathfinder pick, it is the IR Pathfinders, ladies and gentlemen, so it can bring in artillery. I kind of want to see if Asha can kind of keep score of munitions to tell if it's an actual, like, direct strike or if it's just fake flares.
You can hear it, actually. Fake flares don't have the sound of barrage starting in the background.
Oh, okay, so there you go. As long as he has good headphones, he should be able to detect that.
Yeah, but sometimes if a lot is happening, you still will retreat if a fake barrage is coming in.
Yes, exactly. Alright, so Pathfinder's pouring down that beacon so they can detect stuff in the fog of war. They did fire some shots at the Grenadiers, and I think they used it so that way the Rifleman Echelon can go around the MG and Grenadier.
Yeah. Overall, really slow paced game so far. Both players are a little bit sitting back and being careful, not really engaging. But now we have the first engagement coming on, and it looks like
that MG is such low on health.
It's really low on health. Pathfinder has to retreat. Lieutenant is on the field.
But the MG is about 3/4 of its health down, thanks to the Echelon and Rifleman playing a very quiet game of sneak around the MG. They successfully managed, brought down, though Grenadiers did push back Pathfinders, like you said, and destroyed their beacon.
Yeah, 50 kill on the way from Inca. So far, map control is pretty even, or it's exactly even. And yeah, I'm not sure if who will be more happy about that if the map control is even. Is it Inca because he will get out his steward with only big delays, or will it be Asha because he will get his tier 2 out relatively with ease?
Right now we have your 50 cal machine gun. Right now I actually don't like for the 222. I'm less concerned about that with the Americans because of the recent patches kind of make sure the Americans have some form of AT early on. But I will still say it's still a very good use. I think the bigger threat right now is the Stuart. I think that is absolutely a big threat because not only is it good against infantry, but it can easily push back the 222.
Yeah. And we see a 4th Grenadier on the way from Asha. Since he can't tech, he's not floating, he gets the 4th Grenadier on the field, which makes sense. And MG42 is really low. And
that Echelon did such a good job at flanking in the north and making sure it lost health. He's still keeping up on the front, though. It's like you are not retreating. You will fight to the end.
Yeah, you have to be careful there. With so low HP, one mistake and your MG is gone, and losing the MG as Oster.
Yeah,
it's not something you want to happen.
Yeah, gotta give credit to IncaUna for making sure that Asha is just contained within his base. Rifleman and MG are in the south, so the Grenadier there that's trying to put pressure is just going to be easily pushed back. In mid, Pathfinders and the Lieutenant are doing a very good job at keeping the Grenadier back. So obviously great job on his part and getting more resources if he can just keep the pressure on.
Overall, I have to say, IncaUna is playing the perfect slow push. They're really careful, not overly aggressive, but aggressive in the right moments, and slowly pushing Asha back into his base. That's really nice to see.
Okay, Grenadier does pull back. I was worried a little bit. Although it looks like the Horsemen will be suppressed, so they won't grab the fuel. But we do have, again, a small flank.
A little bit overconfident there. Should have retreated earlier, in my opinion.
Yes. Ooh, the Grenadier squad is very low. And
Pathfinder's really low. We have artillery coming in. Is it really real artillery or fake artillery? Nearly gets MG42 there.
I think it's fake. I think it's fake.
Yeah, it was fake, obviously.
Obviously, it's fake. But we do have ourselves a steward on the field. That's real.
That's really good. 222 will only now hit the field. But we have heal already from Asha, so it's something. 50 cal, sadly not capping the fuel. Slight misbreaker there from IncaUna.
Oh, it's just right outside the point. The good news, though, is, again, the longer he gets that fuel, the better off he is. And as well, Asha still has a decent amount of munitions, so he can Faust that Stuart, hopefully, and keep it back.
The model that Faust that died and the Faust got cancelled. And now we see it probably a dead Grenadier if Inca's reacting on time, but he was too slow on the micro there with the... Oh, Stuart, no! The missed opportunity for the Y.
So much, but at the very least keeps Asha in the game. MG might actually also be in a bad state. Stuart's coming on in.
The 2-2-2. Nope, has to retreat now. Oh, 50k might have flew up there. Nope, will probably get away. Grenadiers are not bad too and don't have the MG42, so unlikely to get any vibes.
Not at all. Yeah, he has not gotten any upgrades for them, and I get it. He's not getting like a ton of resources, and he wants to make sure he has a healthy bank of munitions for a Faust strike with multiple normal Grenadiers. Again, the Steward's something that you want to kill immediately, and usually if Grenadiers can do a mass Faust against it, that's your best shot with the 222 support.
Yeah, like the Steward is really an important unit for the USF player in the, I would say, early mid game. Where it dies too early, you're really behind, and then you will struggle because it's basically your only really mobile unit where you can keep flank superiority.
Yeah.
And when you lose it, you are forced to run into the MG42, and that makes things really hard.
We can see your Asha is not up, healing his Grenadiers. He wants that Pack 40, and there we go. He buys it. Yeah. He wants something long range to deal with that Steward, because right now all the VPs are under contention, and with only one being by Asha.
Overall, good gameplay so far from IncaUna, keeping the pressure up, triple cap for a moment. No, Asha's finally able to break. No Tellermines, by the way, so the Steward can roam carefully.
No, he just upgraded one of his Grenadiers with an MG42. He just doesn't have the resources for a Teller.
Yeah, also great game understanding there from Inca. He saw heal has been out, all Grens are full health. He saw a Flamer and an MG42 on the Grenadier, which is a high indicator that he has no Tellermine planted since he don't have the ammo for that.
Yeah, that said, Inca's doing pretty well with his munitions. He just bought himself a bazooka for his lieutenant and missed barely that 222. But a big battle going on in the north. But Asha's trying to break through with a flamethrower and some Grenadiers backing him up.
50 cal on the way from Inca.
Alright, I'm assuming that might be help to hold the north. But I don't think it will be the case. Pack 40 setting on up. Can we get a shot on the Steward?
Nope,
missed. Oh, not the result you want. Rifleman just pulling back to a better defensive position, and the Grenadiers make their slow push for just the munitions outside their base.
Yeah, the whole army from Asha's on the left-hand side, which give IncaUna a much-needed time to decap the fuel point, cap it, and double fuel for USF. I think Inca won't be mad about that. Putting ahead in the fuel count as USF in the early game.
Oh! Wait!
That was the Tellermine!
Oh,
yes. Oh
Yeah, it's
no.
like Secret Santa surprise and a perfect job on the Stuart. It was so secret none of us saw it, but it worked.
I was checking the standard mine spots and not there. But yeah, normally you should always have your sweeper next to your Steward. I know I said there was certain amount of upgrades, so it's highly unlikely there was any terabyte, but better be safe than sorry.
Yeah, that worked out flawlessly. Now the game has switched and IncaUna is going to be on the back foot a little bit. And especially with a sniper in development, that's going to just, again, put some additional pressure on IncaUna to just try to find something. No Pathfinders could be a good counter for it, especially with beacons maybe detecting it, but still.
Easy. USF really struggles to counter snipers, so a well-microed sniper can be the bane of all USF players.
Yeah. Right now, interesting though, we have Reshlon coming on the flank within the 50 cal. Might be able to keep that the Grenadier squad back. We have another MG42 going to a Grenadier up in the north.
Sniper now opening fire against 50 cal. 50 cal has to retreat. Soft retreating at the moment. Yeah, no, hard retreat. But look at the fuel count, and Major Tom is already on the field, so the Sherman is not that far off. IncaUna is doing fine. If he can keep the map control for a little bit longer, he will easily get the tank out on the field. But it will be definitely a hard time without the Steward to keep map control there.
Yeah, Grenadiers are already pushing into the north, going in for the American fuel.
Yeah. MG42 setting up there in the green cover of the haystash. Or whatever this is.
Yeah,
and
luckily,
now it will be...
Lieutenant drives them away, but big American push on that MG. Wait,
Major
artillery.
Tom is asking for artillery support.
Major artillery is successful at driving him away, but the flamethrower is successful at driving the Major away. Again, most of the units right now are on the left-hand side. We have Asha just grabbing the stuff on the right. Very good for him. Just getting that triple cap
there.
Which is needed right now. IncaUna has nearly a 220-point lead. Wait, can we get a pick? Up in the north with the scout car?
Nope. The side blocker saved the day there.
So that would have been a nice win for Asha, just bringing down that infantry, but alas, neither side has gotten themselves a pick yet.
Yeah.
You forget in this game,
Inca now
just
has to slow down, not to be overly aggressive, hold to what you have, and wait till you get your Sherman on the field. Being now overly aggressive will just result in manpower losses and a potential map control loss. And that's something you want to avoid at any cost till the Sherman hits the field, where you can equalize the field there.
That's true. Now, Asha isn't going in this without a plan. He's keeping him contained, he's getting those resources, and now he's been able to upgrade to the Tier 3 base. So a Panzer IV is more and more likely if he can just save up that manpower. Will it probably arrive before the Sherman? No. But will it come shortly thereafter? Yes.
Yeah, and with the AT gun on the field from Asha, P4 and the AT gun is better than Sherman and the Zoo.
No, definitely. Alright, but that bazooka team is lying in wait for the 222. Sniper going after the Major, though. Very low on...
Oh, wasted artillery barrage from Inca.
Wait.
On the house.
Sniper gets the pick! Sniper kills the Major! On the retreat of all things.
It's only Major Tom, though.
Hey, Major Tom is still effective with the artillery, smoke, recon. That's still something.
We have frag bombs in the way. A bit damage against the Grenadier.
Alright. 50 cal, those holding back the 222. And the double 50 cal will continue to try to hold the south. The north is probably going to be retaken shortly, but maybe Asha can throw down a teller in the meantime, just right around that bush.
Yeah, teller I would actually make.
He's about to place an S minefield, but the Echelon squad saw him, so he's like, nope, it would be immediately go to waste.
Oh, Pathfinder might go down. Nope, 2 is not going for the chase there.
No, of course not. Sherman did push back the Flamethrower Pioneer squad, now supported by a rear echelon with the Minesweeper, so I'm glad that IncaUna listened to your advice. Instead of having it halfway across the map, grabbing random pieces of territory.
Yeah. But Sherman has to be careful. AT gun is sitting there before Will hits on the field.
Luckily, no squad wipes, even with high explosive rounds.
Yeah, you have to be careful. The Sherman has the potential to do those pesky one-shot wipes where you go ballistic over it.
It's like, my Grenadier squad's fine, immediately just explodes.
And it's gone.
It's like, no! No! It's just a Sherman!
We are losing a sector.
But no, so, I will say right now, IncaUna has... Oh, there he goes. He's unlocking the weapon rack, so I'm like, why? Where are the bars on his men? But
he lost a lot of off maps, right? So he don't have the ammo for bars. And he has to be careful not to run into the issue where he spams off maps, but don't upgrade his rifles and will fall more and more off in the infantry effectiveness there.
Yeah, Rifleman squad very low. Panzer IV might pick it if he gets a lucky shot. He does! Right by the Axis fuel, Panzer IV squad wipes a rifleman.
And Inca's going full throw mode. No! Before could go in. No backup for the Sherman. Sherman is engine damaged.
And that's exactly what's going to happen. Pack 40 and Panzer IV moving on in for the kill. Smoke's being dropped as a counter.
Away. But Smoke won't save your butt there.
Here, Panzer IV gets the hit. Wonderful hit, wonderful play by Asha, coming in for the death blow on Inca's armor. Again, we still have infantry. Inca could theoretically back cap if he wants to and get a captain maybe to get an AT gun.
He needs to back. If he wants to stay into the game, he needs to back tag.
Yeah. But no, as we currently...
Sure, yeah, captain already hits the field. Inca is reading the game correctly there.
Yeah, the one positive right now is, oh my god, not the Pathfinder squad! Oh no.
Yeah, it's falling slowly apart for Inca. Not sure if he will able to keep up the pressure there. Backtaking into 80 gun is always a bad sign for USF if they're behind, especially since it's so expensive.
Yeah, just... could be better for him, could be a lot better. But, there's still hope. The M1. The M1 could turn the tide, right? Right? It's not all doom and gloom?
As long as the sniper lives, I don't think so, sadly.
Yeah, Sniper with 12 kills has picked off a lot of the random infantry across the map. Including, it looks like he's about to start working on that lieutenant up north. Panzer IV is driven back due to the M1, so positive sign.
It's something, I would say.
Yeah, but with 7 fuel coming in per turn, I don't think IncaUna's getting any armor anytime soon. Unless he goes for a Stewart.
And Captain at Vet 0 at minute 19 won't be the most efficient combat unit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Inca throws in the towel.
Still, he had a good early game, and he definitely played very well, but luckily Asha waited his time, just built up his forces, and came in with a decisive counterattack.
Say, like, IncaUna's gameplay wasn't bad at all, but Asha was just a little bit more crisp, and, you know, he just knew what to do more better, and IncaUna was on point, but sometimes a little bit sloppy, and Asha just exploited it perfectly. And left no room there for Inca.
And I think what we can really determine that just by kills. Like, I know you're like, it's just a major, but again, you got a Rifleman squad, you got eventually you got the light armor.
Especially if you look at the KD from Inca. USF with 0.5 KD is always a bad sign that the game didn't went out at all there.
Yeah. And remember, not a single German unit was lost that game. No Grenadier was wiped. No MG42 was wiped. They got low, but they never got wiped. And again, that preservation can absolutely keep you in the game and fighting to the very end.
One map, and then we will play once on Axis and once on Allies on this map, but not in this tournament. The players are actually signing up as either Axis or allies, so they can play and the whole tournament only as allies or only as Axis. So we will see probably the biggest map diversity since every game is played on a different map.
No, that's cool. I mean, that does go into, like, strategy, because if you're only playing allies, it's very different from the Axis. But we'll see how things go. Now, IncaUna has changed things up a little bit. Right now, as you said, he has to stay as allies, but he's gone with the Soviets as airborne.
Yeah, and we have Asha as still as Austria with the same doctrine. He changed up also a little bit. Strategic Reserve, Jäger Infantry, and Spearhead.
Tiger Ace, Tiger Ace, Tiger Ace. No.
Man, it was a really long time I saw a Tiger Ace.
I made that joke. Usually when most players get a Panzer IV, it's very unlikely unless the game goes super long to see a Tiger, but it would be cool. Now, what would be fascinating to see is IncaUna's army of conscripts with SVTs, but slowly but surely looks like he's going with that strategy of mass-producing conscripts in the beginning.
Yeah, he's playing the airborne build order, no second engineer, but going for full conscripts, probably 4 conscripts in total, and then drop SVTs in. And by the way, guys, don't forget, Commander Terminator is also active since today, so every doctrine that you picked can only be played once, so you have to make it count.
Well, IncaUna is about to lose, possibly, so I think he wants to make this count.
Yeah, of course. Especially as the underdog in the series.
Yes.
He needs to pull off something and needs to play the meta commanders and hope that Asha tries to play without a commander like in last game. Or maybe with a bad doctrine and not one of the meta commanders.
Yeah, and again, remember, if because Asha doesn't pick a commander, he doesn't get any special units or abilities or anything like that. So he's also putting himself at a slight disadvantage. So maybe IncaUna can use that to his advantage and turn the tide. Speaking of which, MG42 and Pioneers are in mid behind some good cover. Conscripts will have to keep their distance for right now, but maybe they can do a strategy before and just kind of hit it from multiple angles.
Yeah, and Asha's going for the ammo cutoff, but since ammo is not kept, Inca doesn't care for it that much. MG42 is a little bit on their own again. Let's see if Inca will realize that and make a push. I think you have to, if you play against Asha, you have to realize that in the really early game, the MG is often on its own, so you can get it forced off pretty easily.
Yeah, it's one of those things you have to be super careful. MG42 is very powerful, but if it's not correctly positioned, it's going to be worthless. Right now, like, conscripts just easily beat a Grenadier squad in the south, and engineers are holding back a Grenadier in the north. Like, MG42 is being set up by good Ura!
Will he get behind the side blocker? Nice separations, and the AoE suppression kicks in.
Yeah, not enough to separate to get him around, but more conscripts coming on in. So as long as he keeps the MG42, you know, concentrating on those conscripts from the south.
MG42 has to retreat 3 conscripts there.
They're charging on in. One model's picked. Another Grenadier squad's coming in as support. Grenadier's like, I can't hold this. There's too many Soviets.
The human wave tactics there.
In this game, they work. Absolutely. In this specific engagement. And also, good job with the cutoff, I believe.
Yeah,
right
the
now.
Pioneer went for the sneaky cutoff there.
Yeah.
Inca at the moment on a 13 fuel minute, 13 fuel per minute income.
But every little bit helps. Cut off munitions, no less SVTs, cut off the fuel. Hopefully no T-70 out soon.
Yeah. By the way, heal is out from Inca, and heal also is out from Asha. So the first teching has been done. Let's see how long it will take till we see the tier 2 being built from Inca. He has all 4 conscripts on the field, has a little bit of spare manpower, so it will be interesting to see what he does next.
Yeah, no, right now, I'm assuming he'll go special weapons, but I think he'll go it just for the AT gun. If he wants a machine gun, he'll drop a Dushka, which is super effective at holding back both infantry and armor with native armor-piercing rounds.
Yeah, even without armor-piercing rounds, Dushka does a decent amount of damage against the 222. So something you have to consider.
Yeah. Conscripts continue to put pressure on the Pioneer squad, which will need to pull back. There's Grenadier and the MG42, which did not get any reinforcements to it, so it's going in at half health and half the men.
Yeah, but I think he can be confident about it. But no, Inca's running around the corner there, picking off the side blocker there to avoid MG42 fire.
Yeah, right now, it is interesting we're not seeing any upgrades to Molotov cocktails, but maybe he just wants to keep that fuel.
He wants to keep the fuel, probably. He doesn't want to delay his light vehicle as much as possible.
Yep, which can put him at a slight disadvantage. Right now, Asha is yet to upgrade to Tier 2, but I'm assuming that might be coming around the corner now. And the same thing could be said with IncaUna as getting the AT gun. Right now, he just built the special weapons that could come out any moment now.
Yeah, he will probably go for... Oh, he's now taking 18-8, so he doesn't feel confident there, getting AT gun against the potential 222, but Tier 2 only now coming up from Asha.
Yeah, I know. Right now, let's see. Yeah, both players have upgraded, so we could easily see a 222 on the field very shortly. We could also see that AT gun, which is super solid. That IncaUna is gonna make sure it's out right as a 222, so it can't just dominate the field.
Yeah, and don't look at the map. How bright red it is. Asha is doing more than fine. 38 fuel per minute.
Yeah. I was gonna say the Soviets would be so proud the map's red, but unfortunately it's not the red in the way they like.
Yes.
But no, again we got some barbed wire being placed elsewhere. Again, I think just IncaUna is just prepping himself for a counterattack. He wants to make sure he launches this battle and it can be very decisive the way he wants it to be.
Yeah, first SVTs are on the way.
Alright, but Grenadiers all behind very solid cover, gonna be very annoying to like pull out.
Yeah, it's hard to get rid of them in their position there.
Yeah, what IncaUna is probably gonna do is probably send all of his conscripts to another position on the map away and force them out of their cover. Whether by targeting specific capture points near Asha's base or maybe going for a specific wipe on the other side of the map. Whatever the case may be, he'll forcibly pull them away.
2 gets one AT gun shot in, and the second one. Dushka has been airdropped. Inca now losing his cutoff.
But no, conscripts and engineers still holding the line. They should be able to keep pressure on that Grenadier squad before it grabs the position. But
yeah.
Right now, unfortunately, the other squad goes in for the decap, and the conscripts weren't able to stop that in time. Ziskan looked like he was about to launch an artillery barrage, but unfortunately, it's like not the case.
Oh, Dushka might get the suppression on 2 spots there. Yes, here we go on the Russian side.
There we go.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Again, no, great suppression, managed to push them back, and the 222 is still injured, so it's to be very careful about how he engages these conscripts. One AT grenade could be its end.
Yeah, but still, Inca is still in a lot of trouble. Not Tier 3 and Asha can comfortably take up.
Yeah, absolutely. Asha is doing very well. He has 34 fuel and 67 munitions per turn. He's slowly but surely upgrading all of his grenadiers while we only have 1 conscript with any upgrade at all.
Yeah, second SVT though has been airdropped. Where though?
Conscript retreating in the south. Actually, a little surprised by that. But maybe I was just going for the decap. He didn't want to stay any longer since the territory is not connected. Oh no, it's a VP.
Asha now taking up.
Right,
Asha is applying
and Grenadier
so much
going after the AT gun. No, but you're not wrong. Pressure is just placed on IncaUna's throat, and he's going to need something to turn the tide and take the knife off it. But might be able to do it. Grenadier squad very low as conscripts trying to kill the squad. He's on top of it, but
MG42 sets up and
The enemy is taking our territory.
had hope.
Asha not messing around at all, getting a second MG. So he's more easy to hold the ground that he captured.
But others conscript squad, the conscripts able to put the pressure on the MG42. He might try to set up again, but it's still suppressed and pretty low. Jushka stops the 2-2 in its tracks.
Yeah, but I'm not sure what Inca can do at the moment because the looming threat of the P4 is really close. He is still not tagged up. Normally a T-70 light vehicle would maybe help, but now with such a huge fuel disadvantage, going for T-70 against the P4 that will hit soonish makes things hard. I don't know what Inca can do at the moment.
He's gonna need to get lucky. I'm gonna be, or like do something to outplay Asha. That's the big thing right now. If he doesn't do that, it's generally speaking, he'll just slowly be attrition to death. But if he can maybe make a miracle happen, maybe he can turn the tide.
We have a mortar on the field from Inca. And yeah, mortar is such, it's not a bad unit, but it's a unit which you get in a 1v1 only if it's a really campy game, or you need something to get rid of MGs, but can't afford anything else which would do the job better.
Yeah, and the situation is IncaUna, right? Like, if we look at this, like he might be able to get a T-70 out in the next minute, but the Panzer IV is already coming. Like, we can hear it.
Do you really want to build the T-70 now at minute 11? Isn't it way too risky?
So, and with all the infantry, you also don't like. Some people I go right here in chat being like, "What about the SU-76?" No, we're not talking about the SU-76. That's not an option here.
Not good.
Yeah.
Especially if you already have an AT gun which does the same job, just better.
Yeah. Grenadier Squad's going for the northern point already. MG-42 cuts off the munition point. So, less resources coming in. I don't think I've seen IncaUna place any mines across the field, so he's not going to be like
I think he never had ammo for that. He's constantly dropping SVTs in once he has the ammo for it. And with his poor map control...
Yeah, but that being said,
also not something.
The thing to also remember is this: if Asha gets cocky, that also can be a big benefactor for Inca, because a lot of players sometimes will get, oh, I'm about to win this, I'll do a final push, and then they end up losing a unit or two, and that turns things. So we'll see if Asha is able to keep things cool and just keep the pressure slowly but surely on IncaUna.
Yeah, but keep in mind, Asha has had a lot of tournament experience, right? So,
yeah.
And brute force victory is something unlikely to see there. He knows how to keep his head cool, just sit on the VPs, play safe, no need to make any win harder engagements.
Yep. No, I say that because generally speaking, you're right, but there's a few occasions where it's like, wait, you did what to me? Oh, I'm coming in. I'm going to go for you. So.
Yeah. Technically, now showing itself.
Conscripts get lucky. The shot takes the entire bit of cover. Wait, oh my god, Panzer IV gets its engine knocked out.
Yeah, but there's nothing to capitalize on it, and that's 50 ammo down the drain. It's something Inca doesn't want to spend, to be honest.
You're not wrong, not whatsoever, but at the very least, we have another AT gun coming out. So it looks like IncaUna will have the AT to hold him back. Grenadiers are pressing in from the north to mid. Engineer Squad going to try to hold that position.
Tank the AT gun on the field. Inca still not taking up. It's not that bleeding that much, to be honest. I was expecting him to bleed more. It's not like he's doing exceptionally fine on the manpower side, but also not that bad.
No.
Maybe a second Dushka drop in, just be able to hold grounds a little bit more.
Again, Inca is also like he's being very cautious. He's keeping his units alive. Like he hasn't been wiped yet. Army composition wise, he's still like going relatively on par with Asha. I mean, Asha, the big thing about Asha right now, I would say, is Asha going to deploy like an Ostwind or something anti-infantry based, a Brumbar, something to really deal with all this? I think he would go for a second P4,
since P4 spam is the meta thing to do. But I think with such a big resource lead, taking up into tier 4, getting a Brumbar out and then just win would be the better choice. But I can understand Asha playing safe, no need to take any risk, just play standard meta.
Panzer IV, unlucky. 3 shots and the conscripts don't lose a single model. But the AT guns do a number on him and force him back. That said, Grenadiers once again going for the cutoff on munitions.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
MG does get good shots in, forces 2 conscripts back after being
Who might go
hit.
down? Double AT guns could set up. They're setting up. Will
Come
they get
on!
fire?
1.
No.
Supply lines
Oh.
are being cut.
So close. So very, very close. But the armor is injured. That said, 3rd armored unit's about to make its debut, and that's going to be a Panzer IV.
Yeah, and Inca's now taking up to tier 5, tier 4.
We're going to tier 6, ladies and gentlemen, all the way.
All
IS
the way
3.
through. But still a little bit off from the T-34 there, and it will take some time.
Yeah. The thing Tommy Cow never expected, the IS-3.
Great.
But no, Grenadiers up north trying to put pressure on those conscripts. Luckily, conscripts in good cover and have SVTs. Also, MG's able to hold back the Grenadiers up north. They're trying to go for the cutoff on the fuel.
Yeah. Inca's holding 1 BP at like 1 inch of the map, so it's something. But is it enough? AT gun on the way from Asha.
Gets driven back. And conscripts going up north. Grenadier squad very low. No. Are we going to see a pick? No, it's going to make it.
Inca not chasing the misplay there, in my opinion. Maybe a misclick because he's retreating both his conscripts.
And still, IncaUna's doing pretty well. He pulled his men back. He's going to have to burn some of his manpower, but overall, he's not burning it like he could be.
Take the engineer on the field from Asha just to speed up the repair there.
Makes perfect sense. You have a lot of armored units. You want to make sure that they are constantly in that fight as much as possible. And yeah, still Asha yet to pick the commander. He's really conservative with that commander choices. But again, in this situation, he's still on point. He's still on top. So no reason to burn it unless you truly want to either finish this battle now with something wacky, with like air support or something like a frag bomb, something like that. Or if he wants to get some an armor choice out.
Yeah, T-34 finally on the way from Inca. First armor piece from him at minute 17. It's really late, especially for Soviet standards, so it really tells the story of Inca having barely any map control.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It is late, but I'm shocked he is even able to get armor at all.
Yeah,
at
that's
this point.
as well. Like, it looked really wonky there for a long time. Well, it still does, right? He's slowly coming back on the map. Asha is slowly soon being upkept.
Panzer IV lying in wait. I wonder if one armor's going to head left and one head right as we see armor slowly move on in.
Yeah, huge push maybe coming from the middle now.
Yeah, Grenadier squad trying to hold back the conscript, but gets Molotov cocktailed, loses a good chunk of its health. T-34 coming on in.
Now it's really important Inca doesn't lose any squads. So far his unit preservation was on point, he never lost in single squad. And if he wants to come back, he's not allowed to lose a single squad now. Like every loss would set him back so hardcore.
But gotta give credit, like he has all of his conscripts with SVTs. All of them are vetted. All of them are still in the fight. That said, the armor advantage is going to be really tough. But 76 is moving on in. Can the Zis guns take out the 222?
Oh.
Nope. But conscripts managed to push back the
Conscript
Pioneer.
might go down.
Oh.
Nope. Double AT gun will open fire.
Little hesitation there. Might cost him a little bit more health. No, luckily Zis guns dodge, but
I think a second Dushka is needed.
Yeah, that would help with all the infantry because we have a huge group of Grenadiers coming on in. Panzer IV, luckily only gets hit once, but Zis gun's now in harm's way.
At the out of position there. T-34 has to come in and to support there. You don't want to lose to this guy because the conscript has also to retreat.
But yeah, right now Pack Gun in sight. Does get a hit.
Catastrophe
Well-
avoided. Both AT guns get away.
Luckily, Dushka's moving on in to hold back that Pack 40. Pack 40 might fire again, but
Nope. Gets forced off by the Dushka.
yeah, don't. Oh wait, he's gonna die.
No,
He does.
He died.
Enemy has destroyed an anti-tank gun.
Grenadiers
But
will
he
pick
gets
it up, but
recruited.
still, that's a wipe.
Manpower loss.
Oh!
Finally picked off. The important
There
tool
we
for
go.
Asha, a unit which grants a lot of vision with veterans here too,
Territory.
and
God.
it will give a little bit of breathing space there for IncaUna, but he's surely not close to be out of harm's way.
Yeah, I gotta give credit. Like, I thought this game was going to be over 10 minutes ago. But, no. Inca's still just keeping this thing alive. Managing to get the first few wipes. Managing to keep his army relatively secure. And again, this is what we're talking about. You may call player, like, down and out, but they somehow keep themselves going. North not looking great with all the S minefields going in play from the
Yes.
Pioneer squad.
Adversary has
But still,
secured
we do
But
have
100 VPs remaining, 100 VPs against nearly 500. Inca needs to get triple cap running in his favor, at least double cap soonish, otherwise the game will be over before he can recover from that.
No, you're absolutely right. He needs a big play here. But luckily, again, like you said with Asha, who's very meticulous, he's done a very good job of just slowly holding back Asha and then picking what he can. Conscripts, though, will probably grab the fuel, and the other conscript squad grab the VP, so at least it's not hemorrhaging. An attempt up north, though, is going. T-34 cleared some of the mines, and more minesweepers coming on in.
Yeah, Inca is slowly getting close to his second T-34.
But then are we going to see a third Panzer IV? Or are we going to see Asha try to tear up?
At least Asha is not planning for that, because he has enough resources to take up.
Yeah. Now, right now, it looks like... let's see. What is this play right now?
And
What's
double
funny
cap
is-
for coming in for IncaUna after a really long time there.
Yeah. In this game, I think it's officially been longer than the first game.
So,
Pioneer squad's pulling back to heal the Panzer IV. But Soviet forces grab the north. A lot of Soviets down south. Panzer IV trying to make some headway, but AT guns are still there. They never left, so they're just moving in for get better sight on the Panzer IV.
but they collide with these horrible ghost barrels. I don't understand why they're still on maps. I hate those things. Because they're block shots
Because-
even after they are gone.
Olvadi, this is a video game. You need the red exploding barrel, okay? It's a staple.
Yeah, but they're block shots. They don't explode, they're just eat shots.
It is a staple. You cannot remove it. But what you can remove is that Panzer IV, with not one, but two T-34s making their way downtown.
Yeah, and Inca, look, Inca for the first time having double fuel and double... close to double VP control.
Up. Grenadier squad not expecting the double armor. And you know what? The Pack 40's not down here, right? It's still up north.
Yeah, T4 on his own against double T34, double AT gun. But Shah's already shifting his forces there. T34 gets snared. Has to be careful. Flame from P is coming in. AT gun is covering the butt there. But the Dushka is sitting there.
This is where Asha, if he just wants to just clear it, just do Jaeger infantry and call the air support, but he's yet to. Or, you know, get frag bombs from Spearhead. But no, he's gonna continue to just
He
take
wants
it
to win
slow.
without the commander. He's really confident there.
Yeah. The confidence may get him. Conscript squad is next to the building. Oh, Panzer IV rams it. Knocks out half its health.
And TD's on time. Triple cap now coming back. Asha have resources for days. I think the game is over.
You're not wrong. But again, you can't say this game has not gone on longer than expected.
Well, Inca tried his best. And he's still trying his best. It's his last life, like his last effort for this tournament, right? So you want
Yeah.
to win desperately. But it's hard for me to see Eddie.
This
sort of
gun's
come
opening
back.
fire on the Panzer IV. Both shots connect. Molotov thrown on the
Coming in.
conscript.
Oh,
Frag
that's
bomb!
a pick.
He got it. Spirit called in. Knocked out 3 support units.
And that's game. That's game.
I was waiting. I was waiting for it.
I'm not sure if it was needed to pick a doctrine because it was now a doctrine that he can't pick anymore. But wiping the Dushka and 2 AT guns. That's something you like. That's something at least I would like to do.
No, that's. I mean, like, if he was, if his goal was to make sure, like, all right, this has gone on far too long. I need to end this now. That frag bomb is exactly what he needed.
Yeah.
So great job on his part. Again, IncaUna, you were down for a while. Actually, you were down pretty much the entire game. But you know what? You held on and you gave it one hell of a fight. And to that, I congratulate you. But I also have to congratulate Asha for defeating Inca and advancing on to in this tournament. Hey guys, before you go, I want to give a special shout out to Patreon supporters Folkvard, Aphyria, Joey G240, Ace, ShinobiWarrior, Pyroshark, Little Koosh, and Seth Kuipers. Thank you all for your incredible support. You guys rock. This has been Greyshot17 and his amazing patrons, and I'll see all of you next time.